Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you guys another episode of Scrap Mechanic in the Town. And as you can see here, we have a little bit of a situation at the bank. Now, you saw the new items in the intro. That was not the little heist movie thing that I talked about. That's just simply showing you some of the new vehicles and the new building that we have here today. But remember folks, if you're enjoying Scrap Mechanic, leave this video a thumbs up. It helps out my channel a whole lot. And let's jump right into this. Alright, so as you can see, the police have the bank surrounded here. Now, the police cars are nothing new. Those are from our Police 2.0 episode. It's probably about 3 months ago. The police station's over there. Now, we did add a new building to the police station, and that's for the SWAT team. Now, the SWAT team has two vehicles here. You have your normal SWAT team truck or van, whatever you want to call it. And then we have one that actually has a robot in it, and it's really cool. I'm going to show you that one last here. So the first vehicle here. Now this is for your SWAT team member to arrive at the situation. It's got enough seating in the back for everybody. Let me go ahead and pop this open here real quick. There we go. As you can see, the team can ride in here, or the team can come around and ride on the side. Now you can't actually ride here on Scrap Mechanic. Durf has like a standing block or something, or a standing seat, which would be really kind of cool to use on here, even though I don't think it would look right, because I think he'd be hugging up against it here. But this is meant to ride on the side, so you got the bars here. And obviously the character looks a little small, but the character is a dwarf, so let's go ahead and come back up into here. Now, you've got a little roof hatch too you can work, so say if you need to get out the top, and also you have those windows up there, so you can kind of see your situation and assess what's going on. So this is a pretty basic vehicle, but let's go ahead and check out its functionality. Alright, so we're going to jump into the vehicle here. Now, there's a couple cool features on this vehicle. One is going to be your doors, 2 is your roof hatch, 3 is your lights, and we're using those new dynamic lights. It's casting a little bit on the concrete in the front. You might not be able to see it from the video here. And you can see the lights flashing. Now, this one doesn't have a siren on it. The other vehicles do, like the police squad cars, but normally a SWAT van, you don't want them to know that you're coming. Like, these are mostly used for raids and search warrants, so you're not gonna blare your siren up and say like, hey, we're coming, you know, be prepared. So the elements of surprise is pretty key here, but we do have those. Now, the 6 key here is your back door, 7 key is your roof hatch. Now, there's a cool button on here. It's the 4 key. Now, there's some logic on the bottom here, and we'll go over that here in a second. But it actually makes it where you can use your high beams, or you've got your low beams. You can activate the high beams, which also activates the roof. It's pretty cool. It's just a little bit of logic, but it's all on one button, opposed to having it on a bunch of switches. Now, this vehicle is relatively heavy, but it turns just fine. We left plenty of room here. Oh, kind of hopped out. Yeah, there's plenty of room in the wheel well, so it doesn't have any problems turning besides the normal bulkiness. I mean, it is a huge vehicle, and my roads are admittedly a little bit small. We might have to go back in and maybe widen them by a couple blocks, but I think it does a pretty good job. Now, I do want to thank Mr. Non-Newtonian and Scrubmaster. They helped me with these vehicles. Definitely, especially with the logic there. I'm not really a logic person, and Newtonian, he's pretty good at that stuff. So let's go over the spider web of this vehicle. Alright, as you can see, the spider web is pretty insane here, and mostly it's because of the logic on the bottom, as you can see here. You've got the logic for the lights, they're all on timers. You've got the logic for the button for the high beams and low beams. And this is all just setting under here. I know it looks a little odd setting under here like this, but there's really no other place to put it in this vehicle. And the other vehicle is pretty much the same way. So let's go check that one out. We're going to set this one over here. Now, this vehicle is the really cool one. I absolutely love this one. And let's go ahead and we're going to go over this one in detail. Now, if you caught our Multiplayer Monday episode, you knew that we were using this wireless glitch to create RC cars, and essentially we're doing the same thing here. So you've got this police vehicle. This is going to be for communications and to control the robot. Let's go ahead and pop open the back. And you can see there's a little bit different setup here. And this is where you control the bomb defusal robot. So we would set here, and you've got your little monitor here. You can see the buttons set up. And to set this robot up, and let's see, I'm going to go ahead and zoom out here. This is about the angle that you're going to get to drive the robot around. It's a little awkward, but this seems like the best place or the most logical place to stick this seat since the monitor and stuff's all right here. I thought about initially sticking it on the roof, but I figured that would look a little odd. But anyways, let's go back here to the trailer. Now, let's go ahead and pop open the door. Now, this does lag just a bit, and I think it's really the trailer that's doing it. As soon as we get the robot out, we'll close the trailer up and we'll gain some of the frames back. Now, there is a side hatch here. And for this wireless glitch to work, you have to have an object attached by bearings, like say this little robot here to the main, we'll call this the main object here, and this is where the controls are. So if you break it, and what you would need to do if you download this, break the blue pipe here, there we go, and the robot's loose, but you can see it's still actually connected. What's actually funny is the electric motors, that's what's actually powering the robot, and that's not attached to it at all. So we're ready to drive out here. Let's go ahead and hop back in. Alright, so the robot is skid steering, so you're going to click the 1 and 2 button together to pull it out. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. And oh, that's so awesome. I love seeing that. So let's pull this out of the trailer. Let's jump out real quick, and we're going to close that trailer, and that should give us some frames back here. So let's hit that. There we go. Alright, so I did open the doors to the bank. Initially, we wanted to create like a thing that can bust open doors. And yeah, with Scrap Mechanic, it doesn't really work that well. What we tried to do, and there's actually a key map to this. There's a sledgehammer on the back of the robot. You hit the 3 key, and it does that where it pushes against it. It pushes the sledgehammer against a bearing or against a pipe piece, and it creates a force and it finally slips off. But with Scrap Mechanic, half the time it really just gets stuck in the wall, which is kind of stupid. It's just the way the physics work in Scrap Mechanic. I really wish it would work a lot better than it did, but it's just there for show. But you can see the front arm here, so we're gonna drive this and try to attempt to get this into the bank. This is really kind of awkward to do, but I think I can get in there. It would be really cool to see a camera block on Scrap Mechanic. So say we can attach a camera to the little robot there and drive it into the bank. And uh-oh, I hit the door. I hit the door. Mistakes have been made. Uh-oh. Oh, I think I might have wedged this. Yeah, this is a bit awkward. Let me go ahead and reset it here. Oh boy. It is wide enough to get into the door, by the way. Just to let you guys know. It will swing in. So anyways, let's go ahead and try that again. Remind me to never have this job in real life. I would have failed miserably there. Okay, let's go ahead. Driver into the bank here. There we go. We are in the bank, and I'm losing visual on it. I think we're in the lobby. Let's see if we can... Oh, yep, there we go. We're past the window. Hopefully that shows up somewhat on the video, and I think we've just crashed. Yep, we have just crashed. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop out here. Let's see where we ended up. I'm actually kind of curious now. Oh look, we almost made it to the teller counter. But anyways, that's pretty cool. Now, what you need to do, you can grab this robot on a lift just fine without breaking the connection. I believe if you grab the vehicle though and set it on a lift, it breaks this connection. So do be careful about doing that if you want to keep this to where you can drive it around. If not, you're going to have to respawn a new vehicle completely. So anyways, I have some pretty neat ideas for a little short film. Like I said, the intro was not that short film. It was just to show you guys the new vehicles here. But we do also have a building here. It's not just vehicles. So we're going to wander around over here, and we're going to walk down the street. What's really convenient for that bank is the whole fact that the police station is just right down the street here in Komodoville. Now, we did create a new building, and this is to house the SWAT team. The building here for the police station doesn't have enough rooms, and there's a couple rooms that are missing, and the whole fact that it doesn't have a big garage on it for the SWAT vehicles. So here is the new police garage. Let's go ahead and walk into here. Apparently the doors are already open. And here is the area for the SWAT team members. Now you can see the CPD, that's the Komodo Police Department, or the Komodoville Police Department. This wall over here, this is a pretty simple lobby. This is a wall kind of not saying remembering all the officers, but it's kind of like not a memorial, but it's showing all the active officers and maybe the retired officers. I don't like saying, oh, this is for the fallen officers, because this is Scrap Mechanic, that's not a thing. So I just thought we needed something on this wall so it'd have a bunch of names on it. I think it looks pretty good, actually. I like the lobby here. You've got a kind of a little sky roof here, and then over here, and you would probably have those doors shut. This is the armory for the SWAT team, so they can come here, check in. Let's go ahead and pop this open here. There we go. And as you can see, the person back here would sit there. Making guns in Scrap Mechanic is really awkward. Scrub Master was figuring that out really quick, because we were working on this building, and he was back here trying to put together some guns, and some of these actually look pretty decent. I mean, they are all pipe pieces. You can see maybe a couple rifles. That one's got a scope. Maybe a couple handguns, some ammo below, some different storage items, maybe some, I wouldn't say frag grenades, probably flashbangs, maybe some charges. So yeah, you can get that all from back here. Back in this area, this is the briefing room. This is for, say, a situation's going down in Komodoville, or maybe some of the neighboring channel towns. I don't know, never know. Maybe Moonbo's having some problems in the city. I'm pretty sure he's got a police force too, but might be able to assist him here. So you've got like the little whiteboard in the back. You've got a little counter here. They would give a little briefing as to what the situation is. And you've got these desks. These desks bug me really bad because making chairs in Scrap Mechanic is a little awkward. So they look a bit big, but I do kind of like the way they came out. So you've got all that, and then you've got the garage over here. So let's go and open this. And I went ahead and put both garage doors on one switch just to make it easy. And it's not a fancy garage or anything. We're trying to preserve the bearings here in Komodoville. That way we don't have too many of them. So you can pop these open. Now both vehicles do fit in. So let me go ahead and grab those and show you guys that they do work with this building. Alright, there you go. So you can see both vehicles do fit in. Even with the trailer, the one SWAT vehicle does fit in. So you can close those. But yeah, this is a pretty cool little setup here. Now, as far as the movie, we're going to do something for it. It's probably still going to take a while for me to figure out how exactly I want to do it. But I was just kind of messing around today with the bank. I don't think I showed this up really close. You can see that the armored truck has been stolen and it has crashed into the bank. Looks pretty cool, actually. Got that. You can see the skid marks. It did take out a part of the Komodo Cash sign there. But I don't know. This will make for at least a pretty cool screenshot. So if you guys have any ideas for that whole little movie, I know somebody actually wrote almost like a script. That was really pretty cool. But yeah, we will be working on that. I will like to add a couple more vehicles. Mainly, I want to add a helicopter to the police station. So we're going to need to build like a helipad or something around back. We do have a bit of room behind this building here, or the second building to the police station. So it could be possibly on the back side of this, say behind the building here. And by the way, there's the movie theater from the Last Town episode. If you didn't check that out, I will link that in the description. But yeah, I think this is all going to work out really pretty good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this new addition to the Komodoville town. But anyways, folks, that's probably going to about wrap it up for today's episode of Scrap Mechanic. Like I said, the download will be in the description if you want to download the world, or we should have the vehicles up on the workshop relatively soon. My workshop is broken once again, so I have to depend on other people to upload for me and then share over to me. That way I can get it to you guys. So if you want to see that, I have a Steam group. It's linked down below too if you want to join that. You can get kind of the latest news and the latest items. But anyways, folks, hopefully you enjoyed this episode of Scrap Mechanic here today. If you'd like to like and subscribe, everything helps my channel. And hopefully you guys have a great weekend, and we will see you guys next time in Scrap Mechanic. Thank you.